selection or shutdown intake as well.
You gotta go right back to that? I'm surprised when people tell me that. No. White people, they got, I'm sure they got off. No, my brother is, I mean, working with things, but it's up here. It's other corporate people are white people.
I think you believe this. Bullshit on the end of the
Why can I not be more in the right hemisphere?
That is being used, right?
Oh my God, you're telling me?
Another
And
problem.
you're born in the wrong hemisphere. Why? You go to the African hemisphere. Oh God.
No, but I mean, you can afford it, why not? Yeah, but then, you know how much, like even.
So let's just go on.
I know, you can afford it.
Is there?
ফাদারবোর্ড কিনে বলেছেন
এই মৃদুল ভাই আপনি কালকে আসেন না কেন?
হ্যাঁ
আপনি গতকাল আসেন না কেন?
গতকালকে
সবাই মিস করছে মৃদুল।
আরে পোলাও নিয়ে আসছিল, রোস্ট পোলাও সব।
My goodness, wasn't that good food that we had yesterday? Oh my
মৃদুল মাত্র বলছে, মানে তিনি সবার জন্য নিয়ে আসছে, বেচারা কারোর জন্য ওয়েট করছে দেখে
আমাকে
খায় না।
আমাকে কিন্তু
তারপরে কি আমি সবার জন্য ওয়েট করে খাই নাই, খাইলে বাবা আমার দিবে সব।
roast up the দারুণ হয়েছে খাবারটার কথা আমরা সব চারটা পাঁচটা করে
QC means
থ্যাঙ্কস ববি।
তারপরে আবার কি আসছে কিসে
I guess that's.
আরে কালকের খাবার
আমি কিন্তু তাই থেকে বলছি ফেসবুকে দেন না, মিঠু ভাই মন
এই না ফেসবুকে দেন না, ভাবি তো আবার ফেসবুকে দিচ্ছে রাইট
না দিলে তো মিঠু ভাই মন খারাপ হবে সেটা।
ভাই ডাউট খাওয়া লেগে দিল পয়সা কামাইছি কত কালকে
এরপর থেকে আর ক্লাস
oh my goodness / password so if I wanted to see my how many total tables I have in my database, what do I do?
select table underscore name from user underscore tables.
Okay, মুখস্থ বিদ্যা দিয়ে কোনোদিনও কোনো কাজ হবে না. This is not what I asked for. Okay. No. আমি দেখ তোমার আমি টেবিলের নেম জিজ্ঞেস করি না, আমি বলছি টোটাল টেবিল কয়টা আছে সেটা জানি. So what is that?
Describe table.
That's the
Select or count.
good. Parenthesis start, parenthesis close from user tables. That's the total number of tables that gives you.
Count star.
Count star. If I ask you, give me the name of the tables in the database, then the answer should be select
Table underscore name from
user tables. Okay. Now I want to see the structure of employee table. Then it should be the answer. Describe employees. Okay. Now, I'm sick of this. কেন করতে গেছিলাম? Why? একটা জিনিস মানে সেভ করতে গেছিলাম গতকাল রেকর্ডিংটা ভুলে সেভ করিনি সেই রেকর্ডিংটা আমি Alright, so next question. If I wanted to I have an information in the table, the name Farhana is misspelled wrong, so I wanna change that. What do I do?
update.
Update.
alter
No, update হবে.
What are the information inside the table?
Yeah, that's.
Her name is Farhana. I misspelled it. Are you changing table structures?
No.
What are you changing?
Update.
Information. So update. So go ahead, update. Let's say we say student table. So update.
update student where
Wait.
Update.
Update is student. You have to. Go ahead, Juma.
update student where
Set হবে someone.
update
Student set what?
Set.
What are you changing?
Name.
Name.
Name
Set name.
equal
ID number.
comma,
Single quotation.
single quotation
In between
ভিতরে
it, you gotta write down Farhana and raise your hand and what do you say? You
Oh,
will
no, no, I
say
was just stressing.
Oh, you're stressing. Okay. And
where
Two,
student
two.
ID equal to
I had to quote where student ID equal to whatever that.
100, let's say. Okay, fine. I wanted to see what is the total number of student, I'm sorry, total money that students pays me in this institution.
total money.
So their total কত টাকা fee they paid me. What is
So
it?
select. I think like it's a query like sum. There should be, you know, like average. So it's sum.
SUM, sum.
Sum, yeah.
Sum, parenthesis, fees
Fees from employees.
from students.
From students.
Right, okay.
But
All right.
we জিনিসটা আরেকটু বলবেন যে the order sequences like
এই যে আমার কাছে I have it.
সামেটে
এটা select from where group by having
Total.
order by এটা
Yeah, excellent.
Sum.
Select,
Yes, you have
select from
select from
where
where
তারপর group by
group by
তারপর having তারপর order by আচ্ছা select এর সাথে আসে from হ্যাঁ count এর সাথে আসে from update set where হ্যাঁ?
Yeah, but any single function you put where, group function you put group by.
group by
Okay?
আচ্ছা
Single function and group function together, you have to group by the single functions.
তারপর delete from where হ্যাঁ delete করতে হলে insert into তারপর কি আসে
Values.
values
Insert into. So you're inserting information and you're actually putting a value in there, right? Alright. So if I wanted to see the people who did not pay me any fees, and the people also I want to see the people who gave me fees.
not হবে এটা
So I want to say select star from students where fees is not null. Or if I wanted to see the people who doesn't pay me any fee yet, so I can say select students where from select students select star from students where
Salary is now.
fees
Fees is
Is not.
is not.
It's
Okay.
a cliche, by the way, guys.
Shut up. Alright, so if I wanted to say that I want to average the fees, what do I do?
Average.
select
Average parenthesis fees
From
students.
students. Good. If I wanted to see the average money, but I want to only see the dollar amount, not the money, not the cents. What do I do?
Select average round.
You're right track.
Round.
Select
Round.
trunk or round. Now round you can put 0. Trunk you don't have to put anything. Trunk will automatically take that first part. But if you do the round and you put comma 0, then if the cents are more than 50 cents, it will add a dollar to the main figure.
শুধু round হবে না
No, but this is how it goes. It goes like this. Then you're gonna say select, and then you're gonna say round, which is in capital letters. Then you're gonna put bracket. You're gonna put average. You're gonna put another bracket called salary or fees, right? So and bracket comma. Then you put like comma, and then you put 2 or 0. So that's way you can only find
Round figure.
round figures.
আর 2 দিলে দশমিকের পরে দুইটা আসবে তাই তো
After decimal, you're gonna have 2 figures. So from
And this is if you want no centuries.
Huh?
This 0 is if you want no
তুমি এটা বলছো
no
না,
change.
no decimals, right?
ও আচ্ছা 0 বলছি না তুমি কখনো
Yeah, you can put 0. And if I wanted to see, like, let's say I want to see all the department names, right, from the employee tables, like how many departments in there, but I don't want to see the duplicates. So let's say for salary, for example, what is my salary cap?
Distinct.
distinct
Distinct. Distinct. Right? So you can put distinct salary.
salary
So that will do it. Like if you have $2, $4, $4,
Four factors.
5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 10. is gonna distinct is gonna say only 2,
1, 9, 1,
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So he's gonna only take those. He's not gonna take all of them.
Double.
He's gonna take one doubles, take this one off like that. So distincts did not give you duplicate values.
আগে কোয়ারি তার আগে একটু দেখাবেন
কোনটা?
Average round,
Nah,
round.
with the
You have your computer on?
Unfortunately, I don't have my computer.
Very nice.
No, no, no.
Very nice.
Not surprised.
So what do I do first? Go to start. I go to my all programs. I go to my Oracle database. I go to start database. Let's start the database. Alright, so I go and I go to my run SQL.
I know.
Yeah, okay. I did. Nice. So
সমাতা কি দিয়ে আসছে?
connect HR/HR, and then I connected it.
Yes, set
Now what do I do?
set
Set
page size
size. Size.
আছে? না,
Size 300. Now I wanted to see. So here, Zuma, if I say round 3.59 from dual. What am I
select
saying?
select
Select round 3.59. So what does it give me?
34.
34 because I put
5 এর চেয়ে বড় এটা হবে
34 because after decimal 0.5 becomes 1, so it adds it. But if I say this instead of round, if I put trunk, then it gives me 33. It doesn't matter what's after decimal, it's just gonna cut it, truncate the first part.
So this is the difference between round and trunk.
Right. Trunk only takes the before decimal points but doesn't add any value to it, but round does it. Okay. You know, spool. Spool. What? C backslash say
Spool C what's her output underscore 11 ask 24 underscore 15 dot txt.
Right. So if I say round from dual, this comes in. If I get trunk from dual, I get this. Right? Now, if I get the
If you
round,
want to see, let's say 1 decimal, 2 decimal.
alright, so you go this round and you gotta put 0.1, but you put this and you put another bracket in here. What does it say?
6.
You see the 9 becomes now one more added to it?
Yeah.
So if I put this and I wanted to put this from there, I wanted to only put 2 decimals. What does that should be, guys? Tell me.
What?
What should be the result?
0.59.
60.
60 হ্যাঁ 60 হবে যেহেতু 336 2 হচ্ছে যে
Yeah, 60, but
0
0,
to
yeah, after decimal 0, doesn't make sense?
No way.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if I want 33.60, right? Like after decimal two numbers, right?
He wants to show the zero.
It won't show the 0.
Oh.
In math, it doesn't show.
$33.50.
No, 16.
Make it
Oh, you
times
don't know, okay, I got it.
$3.51.
No, let's say he's saying he wants to see 3 digits after.
After
the
3 digits.
decimal, yeah.
You want to see 3 digits?
Yeah.
So I can put 3 in here and it gives me 3 digits. It's still 0
Zero,
because
because,
it's like
Nine-
that.
round
But
nine-
if I change this
Not to round.
to 512, then it comes in 3 digits.
0, 1, 2, 3, change the numbers.
Now, 5 and
It's
42
not to change the numbers, it tells you how many decimals you want after, after that. So if I do that, so remember if we say select average salary, what should that coming from?
Students, employees,
Employees. It tells me what?
6%.
The amount is this, right? Now, if I wanted to do a round figure on that, if I say round this, and then I put here. If I don't put the bracket, it's going to automatically think I'm putting 0 decimals. So if I don't do the round, I don't have to do the bracket in here.
And I'm just a hypothetical scenario, instead of putting a
Alright. Huh?
select, like instead of round and then 3 digits, if we put truncate, what's gonna happen?
No,
Trunk is not going to put any decimals.
No, right? It's just gonna cut off
Trunk
the.
Trunk is, you don't have to put any decimals point or something for that.
It's just trunk.
Okay, yeah, I can actually try it. I never tried it, but why not try it?
Yeah.
Why not try it? So if I wanted to put trunk, right? And then I put this, and I put trunk, comma, 1, comma, 1, and 2.
Or the comma.
Yeah, you put an extra
Oh yeah,
word.
put an extra comma. So it gives me 1. But it doesn't add value to it.
Oh, okay.
Make sense? Alright, so if I wanted to see the table structure, we said
But
describe.
it did take that decimal, right? That was my.
Yeah, but yeah, you can put, so you can put trunk,
We did a do that.
you can have 59, but if you do round, it becomes 60,
Yes, yes.
okay? It becomes 33.6, right? 33.5 is not gonna add value, even though after 5, 9 is more than 5, you should add 1 to it. It didn't.
We did a
So
do that though.
I do this. Two.
Yes, that was. Yeah, I got it now. It's clear. So what initially I thought.
It should have been 60 in round.
Yeah.
Because after 9, there's a 5 there.
There's no value. What is that?
It doesn't
What are
add.
you reading on?
No.
That's
Something just the solid first.
It's just a half
It's a big file. It's a really big file.
Alright, so,
golf.
okay, give me a query that I want to see
Wow.
a table, employee's first name and salary, employee ID, first name, salary, who doesn't have commission?
Select. Underscore ID.
Yeah.
Comma.
First name.
First underscore name. Comma.
Salary.
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 From.
Where?
Employees.
Now Claudia already clear.
Where?
Where commission?
Where?
Percentage.
Commission percentage.
Underscore percentage.
Is not now.
Now, if I wanted to see
I know, right?
these people, and I wanted to see employee's first name, last name, salary. But I wanted to see, can I do average salary in here? It's a group function, single function you're going to do together. Do you know why? Because I have Luna, copy, let's say, me too, Fatima. Let's say your average income is, let's say, per day is like 100, let's say 150, 120, 200. Suppose, right? If I wanted to average that, what I have to do? I have to do 100 plus 150 plus 120 plus 200 divided by what?
4.
Divided by what?
4 groups.
How many people?
4.
How many times? So 4. So it should be 250, 450, 570, I believe. By 4 becomes 1, 6, and 2.5, I believe. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. This is the average income, isn't it? So if I say display first name, salary, and I put average salary, what is that gonna put? He doesn't know who's gonna put it for.
It's a group function.
It's a group function, so he cannot take single function and put a group function in there. What is he gonna put? 1.625, 1.625. It doesn't make sense. So that's why you cannot. Mridul, wake up. Now,
You're sleeping?
that's why you cannot do group function and single function together. To do that, you have to do group by. Now, if I wanted to see the people got the commission and the salary together, what do I do? Salary?
That's it, yeah, that's commission is not
Subquery, right?
Salary from employees.
Commission
Right.
underscore percentage.
Commission underscore PCT.
Comma.
Now I want to see
Total.
total salary.
So you put a plus.
So what is the total
Salary.
salary?
Salary,
Salary.
plus commission percentage.
Plus
Open break.
salary,
Going to start your
salary times
Times.
commission
Don't you need an open bracket at the
PCT.
plus side?
It's coming up.
Okay, so
One
if
more.
I do that,
Parenthesis.
no, if I do that, what happens if I do that? That does not give me the correct amount. Yesterday we talked about it, right?
You
So
gotta
what
put
we gonna
NVL.
put? What does NVL stands for?
Null value. located.
located.
Non-value locator. So what I gotta put it? I gotta put the NVL right here. NVL, and then I put a parenthesis, and then after percentage I say, okay, you know what? If you see a non-value,
0.
count that as a 0. Now what am I missing?
And
I'm
then
missing one more parenthesis.
Sentences.
And this one I should add a new name for the column. What should be the column name?
Total salary.
Total salary. So let's say it's a monthly salary. So what I should do?
Total monthly salary.
Total underscore
Monthly.
monthly underscore salary. From students, you don't need this anymore.
From employee.
From employees. Correct?
Mhm.
Midhu, did you get this? Did you get it? Why am I putting save as? File, save, close that, save this. So it gives me 107 rows and it tells me exactly this person doesn't have Peter $2,500 salary. His salary is $2,500 because he doesn't have any commission.
Commission.
This one has 14,000 but he has one. This one has, let's say, 8,000 but 2% commission. 8,000, 2% commission is what? $1,600. Okay? And so 8,000 plus 1,600 becomes what? 9,600. See this? 8,000 plus, not this one. This 8,000. This one. $8,000, 20%. 0.2 means 20%. 20% of 8,000 is what? How do you calculate that?
400.
20 divided by 100 times 8,000, isn't it? Right?
Yeah.
So you put this, 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 this.
80 into it.
So 80 times, you take that off. So for that you put 100 at the bottom. So 20. So 20 times 80, 1010, 2 zeros and 16. How much? 1,600. So 1600 plus 8000 becomes what total?
96.
9600. So that looks like correct.
Now, can I ask you something, brother?
Absolutely.
When they ask you in the interview, whether the recruiter will call and ask you about like how do you know SQL, like how good you are, that means you have to know everything. But SQL
They want you to do from a tester's point of view. So as a tester, what do you do? As a tester, what you do is
You ask questions.
it doesn't like a
no. This is the tester is not gonna. I mean, a recruiter is not gonna ask you. They're gonna ask you. We are actually having requirements. I have a job opening. I have requirements, and these requirements need somebody who's good at SQL. Are you good at SQL? Yes, I am. All right, let me set up an interview for you. So during the interview, the interviewer is gonna ask you what's your name. Hi, are you ready for the interview? You said sure, and they're gonna say, okay, talk about yourself. You're gonna talk about yourself.
Why
They're gonna ask you.
SQL? Why? Because you are also they are hiring you as a tester, right? So SQL, but its connection ta kon jagah tar moddhe SQL query likhba tumi atare test korba kothay betare seta.
The SQL is nothing but
Backend testing.
who does online banking.
Everyone.
So let's say I own PayPal. I own it. Sheikh has a PayPal account. What is that linked to? To his bank. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Okay. Who doesn't know what I'm talking about? Who has a PayPal account? Who doesn't have a PayPal account? You know what that PayPal is?
I don't, but
I know, but I didn't.
She doesn't have a PayPal account, but she's keep using it. Guess whose? So, and now,
Is that in it?
do you know what PayPal is? Right. Do you know what an eBay is?
Yes.
yeah, I know everything, but I don't have an account.
Okay. I'm asking them. Do you have an eBay account? Or do you know what an eBay? Do you know Amazon? Do you know email?
Yeah.
Do you ever buy anything from online?
Yes.
Did you buy?
My wife.
So you go to eBay. Let's say you like Zuma's tie or Robin's tie, and you said, brother, where did you buy it from? He said, I bought it from an eBay. Just hypothetical scenario. So you went there and you liked the tie. The tie cost, let's say, $35.
You don't need to wear.
Do you have a store where you're gonna pay this?
No.
No.
You go to a store. What do? You give your credit card, or you give your your cash money through the internet. How are you gonna give your cash money?
PayPal.
No, there are two different ways you can do it. Okay, you go there online shopping, and you put that in a card, and you say, I like this tie, I wanna buy it, I wanna check out or pay out, right? Whatever they say. As soon as you hit that, they say how you're gonna pay to your debit card, bank card, or you're gonna use a PayPal or some kind of other tools. What happens? These guys, you have an account, you link to your bank account, and they're secured, and you just put your PayPal account in there, and they automatically deduct it from your bank. So you don't have to put any information in there. Because for this, you set up your first name, last name, everything together. But if you wanted to check out by your credit card, then you gotta put your first name, last name, address, and all those things. So you have to go through a lengthy process every time you buy it. Rather than you just save it somewhere, and then you just buy it. You don't have to go anything with this. So PayPal. So for example, you're paying your credit card, right? So let's say I have an eBay account. We sell, for example, let's say I deal with Target. I have Target, let's say you went to Target.com and you wanted to buy something and you buy your credit card. You bought $1,000 worth of merchandise. You use your credit card account. Let's say forget about the PayPal for now. So you pay credit card account. You pay your credit card, use your credit card. Who's the client?
Target.
Target. Target is gonna ship it to your house. Doesn't he have to make sure that you paid their money or not? Otherwise, why would he ship it to you? You could give a false credit card. You could give something dummy and maybe transaction. So his database has to be strong enough to know that credit card is actually a valid credit card. Also, you got the money, so that's why they don't ship it today. You bought it and they ship it to you right away. They take 2-3 days because the business transaction to your account that comes in. Now, let's say Target hire you as a tester. So you go to the Target place, the office. First day they give you a desk, or like you've been working there, they give you a desk. They have an application where people can go called target.com. In your QA environment, in your computer in the office, you're gonna open target.com. And you're gonna log in, you're gonna go as a user. You go there, you buy all these random stuffs in there, because you're testing. First of all, you're testing their Target GUI, if their application works on all those. Forget about that. I'm talking about SQL point of view. So you go there, you say check out, and you bought $1,000 worth of or $500, whatever the amount is, and you put a dummy credit card, you paid, and you entered it. So your transaction went through. This has to save somewhere. It has to be stored somewhere.
Database.
So what did you do? Now you minimize this account. I mean, not minimize this like an application that you open. Now you open your SQL. You went to SQL and you open Connect, and then you say HR, right? And then you say, okay, what is the table name? For example, let's say this is
Credit transaction.
credit transaction. Good. So credit card underscore transaction. That's the name of the table. When you bought it, every time you do a transaction, doesn't that give you like some kind of information? This is your confirmation number, or this is your customer number, something. So let's say there is a confirmation number that is 1010125, something like that. Right? That's a big number. So you go there, you say select, and then this table maybe have a transaction number as a primary key, most likely. Every time you insert it, it automatically inserts there. That's a trigger, by the way. And select, and you say first name, comma, and then last name, maybe, and then you can say confirmation ID, and then paid amount, and then you can say balance from this table. So as soon as that gives you, they give you, okay, first name, Sheikh, paid amount, $1,000, and it says balance, 0 maybe, and then confirmation ID also. When you did that, you did it yourself. You went back and checking it again yourself. When you did that, you write down the confirmation or take a screenshot somewhere, save it. Then you match it, see if it works. That means your front end, back end both matches.
Okay. Great.
Make sense? This is why you do QA. Let's do it. You owe me 1,000.
That was her question. She owes you.
Yeah, I know. That's what she didn't know. So that's why. So now it makes sense.
It's gonna be 0.
Makes sense?
Hopefully.
Same thing. Maybe you can go to Time Warner as a customer. You go there, Time Warner cable, or you can go to let's say Optimum Online or Fios or AT&T. You go there, you log in as your user ID password, and you go there and pay your bill. And as a customer in the testing field, you're gonna go there. You're gonna put a new dummy name or something, whatever they provide, something like in your name, and you can say user1 password, let's say AT&T. And everybody in testing field, when you have a user 1, user 2, all use password, we use the same thing. Everybody uses the same thing, because how many passwords are you going to remember? So we all use the same password. One password we use for everything. So user 1, user 2, user 10. So user 1, you log in, you pay the bill, you go back to a backend, and you say, select balance, first name balance from AT&T, let's say customer payment, table. So you will find out how much you paid, what is your balance. That is the one. Then you send it, you log in your quality center, and you send it to the manager like a database, transaction didn't work. The backend didn't work.
One more question.
Yes.
So when you say I'm very good at SQL, they want you to know subcredit. They want you to find even more specific things. Then just,
Questionnaire.
let's say 4 columns.
They're gonna ask you, rate yourself from 1 to 10. And what do you,
On
I mean, what's your, so you say like 7.5 or like 8 or 8.5, something like that.
Why can't we say 10?
That means that you are, then you
Over-
are not a tester, then you are a PLC developer.
No, I mean, I know everything that that is required for me to perform this job. So if you're asking me how would I
You never know what requires in the performing in the job, because we're not there. You're in the
Interview phase.
interview phase right now. So maybe they need a trigger. Maybe they need PL/SQL kind of procedural language. This is PL/SQL coding. You probably don't know the coding.
You don't want to say.
So you don't want to just overwhelm yourself by saying 10. You can say,
Ten was
no, like I'll say from a tester
Tester
point of view, I know 8. I'll rate myself 8. And they tell you, I said, just to add it up to yourself, even outside the testing point of view, I have done in my college some PL/SQL queries, so I know trigger and other stuff. You can read about it. I'll show you. I'll give you the guys the notes about it. But I'm not doing it right now because it's a little more complicated than here. So you can say that, or they're gonna ask you, okay, so how did you use your SQL? They're not gonna ask you that. They're gonna say, give me a scenario where you wanted to see all the employees table. They're gonna say table A, table B. How do you join table A and B?
Interjoin.
Right, but you're gonna ask them, what kind of join are you looking for in here? So then they will know you know the join.
Right.
So they say, okay, let's say inner join. How do you do inner join? So you're gonna say,
You're gonna have to find.
I'm gonna have the column names. You're gonna say select all the column names that you were asking for. If they provide you column names, you always write it down during the interview. And you say, okay, let's say you are providing me a column name. So you can say select column names and from table A, inner join table B on and my common factors. So you can say that. So they will know that you know the inner join. Basics. And they're going to ask you, okay, so did you do any DDL command? From a tester's point of view, you probably didn't. You shouldn't say I did. So you can say, well, DDL command, I know about it. What is going on in there? No. So from a tester's point of view, you can say, I don't know the DDL commands. I mean, I didn't do it, but I know what it is. They are, Dr. Cat, don't say that, but you say drop, alter, delete. So it's basically you are changing the table structures. You guys are texting, I can tell. Now,
For break, they want break.
Check your phone.
Anybody offering for break after eating that much?
we started at 8 o'clock. You think I enjoy this? It's only 40 minutes.
তোমার
we
না
started.
বলছি মিঠু বলছে যে মৃদুল একটা দিতে বালিশে
কিছুর জন্য বলি মৃদুল
বেচারা ঘুমাইতে পারতেছে না, উঠতে পারা যায়, তার উপরে বাস দিতেছে।
কত ঘুমে আছে
ঠিক লাগে থাকে আমি
বাবু মৃদুল যে প্রতিষ্ঠাতা যে অ্যাডমিন আমাদের সেই দেখতেছে না অ্যাডমিনের সম্বন্ধে লিখতেছে অ্যাডমিন
Oh my God. Alright, so they're gonna ask you, okay, so since you know, did you do any, what are the commands in the transaction control language? So you're gonna say commit and rollback. Rollback. So you're gonna say, okay, what does commit do? So the commit is like, saving, because you, as a tester, you should do it. I mean, if you're using the DML commands. So they're gonna ask you, okay, give me, tell me the difference between delete, truncate, and drop. Right? So that's a very common question. They're probably gonna ask you 6 out of 10 times. And they're gonna ask you, okay, how do you write the order? Give me the order of the commands. Like, for example, so if you don't understand what they're talking about, okay, could you please, emphasize that? I don't understand. I mean, what are you trying to do? But okay, what, if you're getting a query, what do you write first? So you can say select, okay, so after select, what comes in?
From.
Then you know exactly what he's talking about. So you can say from, they can say, okay, after from, what comes in? Where, then what comes in? Then it comes in group by, then it comes in having, and then order by. So this order, so it comes in, they want to know. So okay, why do you use having? What do you use group by? Why do you use group by? They're going to ask you, they're going to say, okay, so when I have an aggregated function, which is a group function, or a single function together, to grouping the single function, I have to use the group by function, group by keywords. Okay, so they say they're gonna ask you, okay, if I wanted to have, a total salary or like a total fees from somewhere, what should I do? You can say you use the sum command. You don't have to say select sum total salary. You can say if he asks you, okay, give me the query, then you give him the query. We're gonna show it, and if I mention you having count, you can say, remember yesterday we did, okay, we had 107 employees. How many employees we have?
107.
Some of them, at least shipping works like, how many people works in shipping? Let's say 10. Some people works in, like, let's say sales. How many people works? Let's say 10,
Okay.
or 15. Like executive branch, probably 3 people. So you're gonna say, okay, group them, but having them count whoever is more than 3. Department ID more than, employee ID more than 3. So each department, some department has 2, some department has 1, some department has nothing. But I wanted to see only having count them more than 3. So this is having usually you're counting something.
Hey Babu, it's funny. In 2000, I have the certificate, and I took the certificate in 2002. And
What certificate?
The SQL.
Why am I taking the classes then?
No, I have this. Like I'm certified for this.
You're SQL certified?
Yeah, I have the certificate at home. I was thinking. Yeah.
Okay, so next time, I tell you what, in your interview, if you're doing it, you present your certificate, then ask you, I guarantee you they're not going to ask you any question from SQL.
But that was like ancient age.
So what? 13 years ago doesn't matter.
You have the
But Babu
experience.
was trying to get those. You remember?
Yeah, I'm
he
trying
was
to get
thinking,
some.
I
I want to get an Oracle certification. You did Oracle certification?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you present,
No, I did one.
Yeah,
part,
I
like,
did.
this
Yeah.
one, the first one.
Which
the
one?
first part. If let me ask you this.
Made in China, like made in
Let me ask,
I was thinking of DK.
Oh, Bobby, ask Babu. That time I was a genius. 4 Yeah.
genius. সেজন্য তো আসতে চায় না একদিনে সে কভার করে সব।
if
No,
I tell
I
you,
will find that. Yeah.
if I tell you,
No, I trust
let's say
you.
you're taking my interview, that whether I know I have a driver license, I know how to drive or not, right? If I tell you I have a TLC license, would you try, test if I do, if I have a driver's license?
No.
Oh, okay. I see what
You're
saying,
more.
yeah.
You understand?
More qualified.
So have you ever worked?
খুঁজে বের
If
করো।
I tell you I live in Woodside, you tell me, oh yeah? Okay, which street? 58. What is the corner store? I'm gonna say McDonald's. Okay, what next to it? Okay, Dunkin' Donuts. Right across it. Okay, bagel shop. Something like that. What is that? Okay, school. Okay, all right, you live in Woodside. If I show you my driver's license, it says Woodside. Would you ask me a question again? No. You know that I live in
It
Woodside.
says already.
So you can say in a lot of things about yourself when you say, I have worked in SQL or all this project, I work in all this, prove it. What is that? What is that? But if you have a certificate, he definitely knows what he's talking about.
You skip that part.
Yeah, you skip that part. So the more certification you have, make sure you present it when you go to the interview in the face-to-face. And say like, I'm sorry, this is my resume, here's my certificate, something.
Where to
As
get
soon
the
as they see the certificate, I guarantee they're not going to ask you that part.
Job's ready.
Most likely. If you have like 5 certificates, let's say you are a Scrum Master, you are a Scrum Master certificate, which is $200, $150 or something, is easy to get. We all gonna, do it, see if we can all do it together. And like, you take certification of SQL, project management, PMP classes and all those. But PMP classes is a little different because PMP managerial skills is a little different.
Please buy for me one Selenium certificate.
Buy for him.
Bye.
Made in China.
আমি লাগে ইন্ডিয়াস চাকরি দরকার নেই
ঢুকার আগে চিন্তা অন্যরকম।
They have Selenium certificate. Java Store.
If you find, let me know.
He is the managing director.
প্রতিদিন জানি ডেভেলপার সার্টিফিকেট রয়ে পড়ে। এমন সফটওয়্যার হবে এমন প্যাসওয়ার্ড রিকোয়ার্ড because fingerprint is right.
আমাদের ডোনাল্ড ট্রাম্প যদি প্রেসিডেন্ট হয় আমরা সবাই
Alright, let me show you something else. If you click in here, I want to go to Task Manager, right? And you see the BB flashback is not working. I'm going to kill the process. You're going to hear that a lot during it. Guys,
And that.
কি বলবো
Tax manager.
You're not listening.
guys, let's say you one of your application is not working in your desktop during your testing time. Your QA manager is going to come in and say, like, here, listen, kill the process. What does that mean? Let's say I right click it on the taskbar and then I go to the task manager. What comes in? Whatever windows are open. Look at this. My VB flashback is open. My QC Microsoft Word is open. And this is the view there. This is the folder, so it shouldn't be showing there. So anyway, this one I can go and right click it and I can go. End task is gonna end task it. But I want to go to the process. So open file location or search for but let me show you.
Because I have a song.
Let's say I have Paint. I open Paint, right? So it's not working this. So I go to right here, the blue bar right here, then right click it, I go to taskbar. Task manager, I'm sorry. You see the Paint here it says? I can go to right click it here, and I can go to process. As soon as you go to the process, every application you open will have an exe file. Exe, executable file. .exe, .txt, remember we did? So this is a .exe file. So you can just click, as soon as you do that, it automatically highlights it. He wrote a function on that. As soon as you click that, that function is getting called. Even though you're not doing anything, that function is getting called. So a function is something that is predetermined or done prior, and as soon as you click it, it gets executed. Okay? So, in other words, when you start the car, do you actually go inside the engine, goes, okay, this one go up, round, and this one, you know, and like gas come in here and put the gas in, nothing. But you just, what do? You just press it, tie your ignition, or you press it. The function of the ignition is, as soon as you click it, it's going to start the car through some process. All this process is done. It's a function. So as soon as you start it, it calls that process. So every time you do a function is a process, and it can sometimes return a value, sometimes it doesn't return a value. When it does return a value, it's called a sub-function. When it does return a value, doesn't sub-function. When it does return a value, call a regular function. Okay? Now, for example, I can write a function like this, even though I'm going on QTP basics, but this is something you'll know later on. Let's say I wrote a function and I wrote function math underscore add, and I put value a comma b. So I say a equal 5, b equal 6, a plus b equal 11, isn't it? So I said print this for me, a plus b. I don't have to even write 11. It will automatically print 11 for me.
Inside function.
Because, so I do always, when you call function, you write function, you have to do end function. That means this is end, nothing after. So for example, let's say I have so many calculations every day I do. I keep putting in 2 numbers, like let's say, all the students first grade, you have all the students have first exam and second exam, right? So all these numbers I have to keep adding. So I just call a function and I say call this function name math underscore add, and then I put the value first and last, or I can just put here like this 2 and 3. Now it's gonna print, it's gonna replace this a and b, put 2 and 3. So what I'm going to get right now, as soon as I call this function, automatically, what is the function of this? Print the A and B result. So it's going to give me 5. I can call the function again. Instead of writing all those, I can just say call math add, and I can put parentheses 9, 20. So it's going to give me 29. So what am I calling here? I'm calling a function that was a predetermined process. It gives a value. Sometimes it doesn't give a value. Sometimes I just put information. So if I wanted to put username and password, I can have probably 500 username and password. I'm going to try, because from Excel sheet you can put 500 username, right? In an Excel sheet. Can you put in an Excel sheet 500 username and 500 password in 2 columns?
Yeah.
And you can keep calling one by one by one by one without you doing anything. Automation tools will call them and put the first one and the username. Try to log in. Values log in. Second one, third one, fourth one. All 200 of them. Instead of you keep typing them, you can just call the function and you can say this one call login, and then you can say username comma password. And you, when you write the function one time, you write it, you can probably write them this one, function login, and then are you passing any value? You're not passing any, you're not returning any value. So you can say here username equal, let's say John, and password Doe. Click login. We're going to talk about that. It's just a very simple one. And function. Every time you call in and you pass this one, you can just pass it and you can say, or you can first say read Excel file EOF, end of file. From do while file measure from 1 to all the way end. It's going to keep reading. So as soon as you call this function, all this function is going to read it. How many times you put it in there? Once. How many times is reading? As many times as you want. So function has a huge advantage. Instead of you keep writing the same thing on and on and on, you can call the function in your whole script numerous times, as many times as you want. You don't have to do anything. All you're going to do is pass the value. You're passing a value there. So function has it. So therefore, it says all the keywords and function name should be capitalized. What is a function name? When you say select, what does it do? In the back end, somebody wrote it. When it says select, try to select it, but you haven't even said what select. Then it said from employees. Right away, he selects the whole employee tables. You know what? That's a function. So these are keywords and functions. They should be always capitalized. Does this function make sense to you a little bit?
Yes.
It's going to make more sense when you do the descriptive programming in QTP, but at least you have an idea right now. Now, from where, group by, having, order by, values, set, between. These are functions and
Comments.
These are keywords.
okay. So function name can be count. When it says count, as soon as you say count, it tells you what to count. Or you say max, it sorts the whole thing out and give you the highest value. Somebody must have written something behind somewhere. As soon as you click, if you write max, it automatically does it for you. You're not doing anything. So these are functions. Now, the name of the commands also should be capitalized. You see that? Drop, rename, create, all those things. Alright. So we have done these and we have done these. We did the join. So select. Okay, so join I'm going to read a little bit. Inner join will retrieve data from multiple tables. And what kind of data? Matching data. You are getting the common data. Are you getting any uncommon data? No, you're not. So inner join operator is what? Equal sign. Or you can write inner join and at that time you replace where with what? In inner join you do select,
From different.
select, and the column names, correct? From, don't you write from?
Yeah.
And then you put the two
Where?
tables names,
Where?
right? And then you put where.
Yeah.
But instead of this table name, comma, you take off with inner join. And what do you replace that on? On. You put on instead of where. And then you put the condition. Department E dot department ID equal D dot department ID. Right? Sanju, make sense or no? Fatama? You guys know what I'm talking about? I'm not doing it.
আমরা এর আগে যেভাবে করছি
From where যেভাবে?
employees space.
So that's what Luna was with me one interview. I told them about equal. That guy says, I don't know what that is. He only knows inner way,
Yeah.
this way. And he did not take my answer as yes. He said, no, you're wrong.
Oh, you told, yeah.
Yeah. Everything
Half
was.
an hour I try to understand these words. And he said, no, I don't know. Because what happens, he probably asked one of the SQL database administrator and ask him, what should I ask him? He can ask him, see if he knows inner join. Maybe he's not there, the guy who actually made the question, but he put 10 questions for him. Look, ask this question, see if he answer. His answer was inner join. He didn't have an equal sign in there. So he had no idea what I was talking about.
Yes, it's very.
You understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
He said, no, it doesn't match.
These guys know.
So the person probably doesn't know what I'm talking about. If he was a SQL guy, he would know exactly what I'm talking about.
Now, তোমরা তো আমরা
So that's why I'm telling you, in case you encounter a problem like this, you can say, okay, you know what? We don't do like that, but I know there's another way you can do it. Inner join. As soon as you say that, you'll be like, oh yeah, okay. At that time, I didn't know that.
because after that তুমি এটা নিয়ে পড়ছো যে
Then I started learning. It was like, why he didn't take that as an answer.
So,
He should have taken that as an answer, but he didn't. A lot of times people think left outer join plus sign, left right gets confusing, so they wanted to do like they say left outer join, and then you can say on the condition. So instead of putting plus sign in between. So I want to show you both of them. I want to give you both ideas so that at least when you go to the interview you can actually face it. And you can say, you know what, I know both of them. Now, what if somebody's phone got a text? Inner join will retrieve all rows from multiple tables where join condition is met. What is my join condition?
common
Primary key and foreign key.
Point is the matching
common
the common factor. Common factor. বয়সের সাথে সাথে গিরায় ব্যথা শুরু হয়েছে?
No, 500. Very convenient.
Well,
Other people.
এরা আমাদের জায়গা দখল করে নিছে remember
এই জায়গা কিনে নিছে আমরা ধরে গেছে
কালকে 7টার সময় এসে 6:30 এসে জায়গা দখল করে
oh, I see. ওরা পিছনে বসে আছে।
আপনি কালকে আমার ডাটাবেসে স্কিমা দখল করেছেন তাই জন্য আজকে জায়গা দখল না এই গাড়িতে যে আমি স্কিমা কথা বলতেছি কারে জানো বলে ভাই আমি বলছি এই রে জুমা ভাই তো আমার স্কিমা নিয়ে চলে আসছে তোমার
Esquiva, look at the esquiva.
That's a simsiba.
Esquiva muito tocar.
স্কিমা বলতেছে না আমি
So if I have a table name employee and I have a table name department, there are two columns I'm selecting from both tables. I'm trying to put it in one selection, one table right, one view. So I'm selecting first name, employee ID, salary, and a department name, which is from a different table, but I'm putting it in one column. Right? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
What did I say?
You want to put one column.
Of what?
Multiple tables.
I have one table.
No.
I have one. Excuse me. This is the table I have. What's the name of the table here? Another table I have here. Departments. ও এখন রাইতে কার লগে কথা বল বললো কি কথা
না দোলন প্রশ্ন তো সেখানে সূচনা
আমি বলি নাকি
Robin. Okay. So let's say this. Guys here, you guys can talk after this. Okay. Now here, one of the table name is employee ID, isn't it? First name, last name, salary,
Commission,
and commission. Okay. So this one department has department ID.
job ID.
This one has a department ID. Sorry, department ID. Right? But does it have a department name?
No.
It doesn't. This one has a department ID, department name, and so on so. So I wanted to have these two column, this column, and this column, and I wanted to see in a different table or a view. So now I'm connecting how many tables?
2 tables.
I can have another table and get one column from there.
So 3
But there's
tables.
got to be a connection in between here that I can put them in a common
Together.
factor. If there is no connection in here, this is not going to work.
Right.
To make it work, I have to have a connection, and that connection we can do it as an inner join. And that is the common joins. Okay? So I'm doing now 3 different columns. One column is called this,
Jobs.
employee ID. Another one is first name. Another one is salary. Another one is department name. That's it. So now I have 4 columns of a table from 2 different tables. Now it's going to give me all the information in there. To do that, I wanted to have what? First thing I got to do is select it. I got to select. Now it's going to tell me, what are you selecting? Are you selecting the whole thing? No, I'm not. I'm selecting this, which is employee table, employee ID. I'm selecting first name, but in between every column I have to put it. So I'm comma this one, and then I say salary, and then I do, last one is what? Department name. And I said, okay, my columns are done. Do I have to put comma at the end? No, I don't, because it's done. Now he says, okay, from where? Because he doesn't know what I'm talking about. So I give him to them, select this. From where? From one table name employees, another table. So also table names, I'm separating them by comma. Another one is departments, isn't it? And then he says, okay, what do you want me to do? How you connecting them? So you can say where, and that's when you put the condition that, okay, one of the field is common, which is department ID and department ID. So you say
One is from
D dot
employees department ID equal to department's department ID. Make sense?
Yes, sir. So E dot department and D dot department.
Right, so then you can put the alias, you can make it shortcut or whatever. But the basic idea is that.
Yeah.
That's your inner join, Zuma.
Wait, no, he's SQL certified.
He's the one earlier asked me, do the inner join or outer join.
No, actually, when you guys go to work, the select things are very easy. If you are going to ask a
Yes.
question on SQL,
দুইটা টেবিল জয়েন করতে গেলে ইনার জয়েন লিখতে হবে তো দুইটার বেশি যতটা টেবিল লিখবি
You gotta write an inner join. So how do you do that? Somebody, I'm gonna pick today somebody.
Tofi.
No, not Tofi.
That's
You guys are abusing too much.
Pick from your lottery.
Pick
Pick
me
from
too.
your lottery.
Okay, Sanju, come here.
That's very good. No problem.
Just tell me what to do.
Yeah, keep going. Ripon and hata laka atam ripon ba. Somebody tell me this. Bring the schema. Give me the schema.
I have it here. Any.
These are the ones you
Good picture.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Tell me. Name which column you want from employees. So when I'm getting the columns, what's the first thing I gotta do? I gotta put. What the hell is the matter with this?
It's dry, it's cold.
Throw it out.
No. Select, and that's when I'm gonna select all the columns. Then I'm gonna say from where am I selecting it from, right? And that's when I'm gonna do where. Now select what? Give me.
Select employee ID.
No. Okay, you were telling me employee ID. Okay, give me some selection. So employee _ID,
First name.
Comma, first name.
comma first _name,
comma, salary,
salary.
comma,
Okay.
other one.
So okay, give me another table. Department name. So department underscore name. Write it exactly, okay? Comma.
Like what that?
No, you don't.
More.
Okay, so you want one is like this, let's say from here,
Job title.
job underscore title, comma. From there, city,
Kill more times.
city,
Comma.
and then you say
Country.
country name, country underscore name, comma.
Good luck, baby.
No, we're doing it together.
Regions.
Or let's say
This is the state date.
start date, and you say, let's say I have a start date here, underscore
After
date.
salary.
Now, looking at your schema, you can tell these three came in from
Employees table.
employees table. What are you doing?
Schema work.
My schema was
So what are these three tables coming from? I mean, three columns coming from?
the employees table.
Okay, what is this coming from?
Department.
Department. What is this coming from?
Job.
Job title coming in from where?
Job experience.
Jobs.
Jobs.
I don't even have.
What is this start date coming from?
Jobs.
Job history. Job history. What is the city coming from?
Your location, like
It's right in front of you.
Locations. Yeah, it's locations.
Locations. Country name coming from where?
Countries.
It's right in front of you.
I don't. He's in.
No, I want him not to answer.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Okay? Now,
Sorry about that.
we are not doing equal way. We are doing inner join way.
Inner join
So
and
what am I replacing where with?
No, it's gonna be on.
And the from is inner.
on here.
From is this.
Just
So now, first thing first, this one with the department. So we can say from
employees.
employees,
Department.
inner join departments. This is the table. Now I want to alias this one E, and this one is D. So I put this one E dot,
E dot.
E dot,
E
E
dot.
dot. This is
D
D dot. Make sense?
yeah.
Inner join. Now my condition is on E dot department. What is the common? ID
Equal to
Equal
like equal to make a
D
name.
dot
E dot department.
department underscore ID. Correct? I have another table now. With this one, it comes in with the job history, doesn't it?
Yes.
So I can say
And
now inner join job underscore history
Equal to where?
JH
What?
on D dot department ID equal to JH dot department ID. So I do another one, jobs table. I say
Inner join.
inner join
Oh.
jobs where, or you don't have to do where, you say on E dot employee ID, no?
Yes.
E dot what? Job ID. Sorry.
Job ID.
E dot job underscore ID equal to J dot job underscore ID. Now I wanted to do the third one, which is the location, which is actually dealing with department.
So
So I say inner join locations on D dot location ID equal to L dot location ID.
একবার
Now,
All primary.
when
from প্রথমবার লিখতে
প্রথমবার
পারি?
লেখছেন, you don't have to do that.
আমরা এখন প্রশ্ন করতে
from employee.
Yes.
আমি
ও বারবার যতগুলাই টেবিল করবে শুধু ইনার জয়েন দিয়ে শুরু করতে হবে।
Inner join.
শুধু অন লিখতে হবে প্রত্যেকবারই কিন্তু ফ্রম আর লিখতে হবে না
অনেক করা করতে পারে।
হ্যাঁ।
And then
Inner join লিখতে হবে, লিখতে হবে।
And
Make sense this one?
Uh-huh.
at the end we have to put semicolon, right?
No, not an ED.
Oh,
Not an ED.
oh,
What are you
okay.
doing in an ED? Notepad, you don't. If you don't do it in Notepad, you do it in regular, then you can do it.
Just flash an enter.
Can I wipe it off?
Yes.
Take a break, guys.
Cameraman.
Video. You stay there and ভাবি লুনা তোমরা এই পাশে যাও ওইদিকে যাও
আমার ফোন কই
তোমার চেহারা ভালো
গরম দেন ভাই
সানগ্লাস দাও সব পাতে মাসো
আমার ব্যাগের মধ্যে আছে ব্যাগের সাইড পকেট আছে
আমাদের 2 মাস উপলক্ষে
করব ফোন করে
ইউ সাক টেক ইট
মিস্টার কে কোথায়
Mom, nai mom.
রামু মিস করব
Happy birthday, Michu.
Happy birthday. Good evening. Happy birthday. You did happy birthday? হ্যাঁ জান সবাই জান আজকে মিঠু ভাইয়ের বার্থডে বড় বাইরে চলি why not ক্যামেরা শাই
কাটলেন আগে দাঁড়াও ছবি তুলে
কালকে আমি বার্থডে
কেন
এই আমি কালকে বার্থডে করুম দাও মিঠু 3টা ম্যাচ মিঠু আসো
তো বার্থডে করো না তুমি ছবি তুলে বার্থডে করো
Happy birthday to you.
Wait, you taka aage, everybody look here. Come on, everybody look here. Fatima koi? Are Abhija? Hum jero option bol rahe hain.
Khuda মিঠু ভাই গ্যাস লাগা তো
1, 2, 3, look at me guys. All right, now.
Move, move.
আমার কাছে কাটে
জাস্ট dig in এটা হচ্ছে একটা টেবিল কি কি
ইয়ালা ও বিজু কি একদম কাজের মরে যাচ্ছে
সাত করা দিছে কেন এর মধ্যে? I'm telling you, এটা সাত করা।
আমি
সাত করা
এটা আমরা কাটেন বলি।
সাত করা মানে
বোঝা আছে।
তুমি আচ্ছা মিঠু
Even the word is intimidating.
Oh God, it's fun today. Okay, I'm computer. You took it? Yo, I wonder who this is right there. Yo, I wonder. Oh, hey Shundari, আমার চোখে তাকাও চোখে Shundari. He cheated with me.
তুই এটা পাইলি কই ইয়ালা ওকে কো পাইলি আমার সিগনেচার বাই করে দিতেছে দেখ
You are mobile crack genius. আমার মোবাইল লক হয়ে গেছে এখন আমি আইফোনের জন্য কেন 70 টাকা পে করি ওর কাছে এসে বলবো
আরে বাবা
He cheated with me. The expression is coming there. Don't be like, what am I doing here?
আপনি কি
I'm recording everything.
সালমান
Not again.
ইয়ে যে ফাতেমা যে সালমান খানের আমার ছবি দেখো আমি আবার দেখছি মুগাম্বা খুশ হুয়া
I'm just like, yo, mommy, I'm coming. You gotta get out of here.
আমি এটা তো মনে হচ্ছে
I don't know who's that behind this like Bobari and we don't know what that is. Give me puri, $20 puri, $1 puri. Shundari, look at me.
কি বেলু ভাই শেষ হয়ে গেছে সব
তাই কইছে
না আই ডিলিটেড
আল্লাহ সেফটি ইস্যু
আমার ওখানে কত সুন্দর কাজ হচ্ছে
ক্যামেরা শুনেছিলাম ওই
সবাই পাখিন তো
নামাই দেখতে পারবো
এখনই
ভাগ্যিস আমি খুলিনি আমার
খায়া দেয়
like on the wall. When I went to the police exam, they gave me some kind of math for 10 minutes. After that, they take the math. And then, so, yeah, I still can remember. I made one mistake. No, you can take it again, but I don't want it. Oh, what's the test? The police exam. So, I answered everything, but there's a stupid question, a very like intelligence question. There's an observation question. It was this: okay, you saw the helicopter. What side was the in the map? I said the right side on top of the building. Okay. Second question is this: where's the number of the helicopter? Yeah. Oh my God. What's the number? Yeah.
Yo, one of my boys is a cop. I don't know how he got it.
Like my friend is
He's just big. He's like really big. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. I think you know him. Tahir.
Who?
Tahir.
I don't know. Am I not?
His dad is like committee, a mosque committee member.
Which one? The
Right
convention
here,
center or
next
the?
Taj Mahal.
Oh, Taj Mahal one?
The one behind Taj Mahal.
Oh. What he said?
আপনারা ছবি নিয়ে করছেন
He's just a chairman member. Yeah.
I only know that guy about one day. One the guy who did how like not like a conduit but now every time we go to Juma, this one, yeah, behind the Taj Mahal. Okay, one is there or something. He's the chairman. The
I
guy
don't know if
who
his dad
is
died. I don't know if his dad is chairman. He's a member.
some kind of so who is the chairman or something? He did the another guy not moving.
Guys, pay attention right now.
Yeah,
Wheelchair. You got the wheelchair?
no, not the wheelchair. Another guy was standing like tall like us, and he's standing in the corner, and he's tall. He wanted to go in the corner. It's a very small place.
Guys, who's missing?
Ants.
Who's missing in here?
And he said, no, I don't smoke. I only
Who's
said,
missing?
If you don't want to go outside. I went outside. I said, come here.
He told you?
I told him.
I think everyone's here.
Yeah.
Be like, don't leave.
Others I can take.
Alright guys, you paying attention now?
Left out the joint will get everything from the right.
Right
Right
side.
side.
when you join two tables,
Common from A, level 1 and
when you join
2.
two tables together, and we get all the information from the,
Common,
it's a left ear
No,
or right
no.
ear?
From the right.
left out and
First of
Left
all,
ear, we
regular inner joiner operator key.
Common one.
Okay. Let's say A and B. So we are getting what? Common values. And if you have an outer join, you get common plus uncommon. Right? Question is, where is this uncommon coming from?
If you put the
If I do left outer join, they are coming in from the left table. If you do the right outer join,
It's gonna come right.
it's coming from the right table. Okay? Uncommon values. You put the plus sign on the right side.
Oh yeah. One is front, one is back.
Oh, when you're joining two tables together,
Right?
then in left outer join, we are getting all the information from the left table and only the matching information from the right table.
Correct? Right. Go ahead. And right outer join is you getting the matching information from both table and uncommon data from the right table. So instead of having all this plus sign, minus sign and get confused, so we're gonna do it the way it says left outer join, right outer join. Okay. So I'm selecting, tell me if you can help me selecting it. I am selecting, no, I'm selecting
Employee ID,
employee ID,
underscore ID,
ID, comma,
first
underscore name, comma, last underscore name, comma, okay, salary, comma, department underscore name. Where am I getting it from?
departments.
From
Go for
employees, comma,
departments.
departments. Departments and alias key? D. So I come back in here, what I do? E dot,
E
E
dot.
dot again.
E dot,
E dot.
Last name E dot.
E dot,
Salary
E dot.
E dot.
E dot,
Departments D dot.
Department D dot.
department
D
is
dot.
D dot,
Now,
D dot.
D dot, right? Departments D. Okay. So now I say instead of comma, I want to replace that as
Inner join.
inner
join.
join department D,
On,
and then I can do right now here is on and E dot
Employee.
department
Must
underscore
equal.
ID equal to D
D
dot
dot
department underscore ID.
department. See, guys again, department ID,
Yeah, we just
right? So I save it. It gives me only 106 column because one person doesn't have a department.
Yeah, the manager.
Is the boss.
No, Kimberly.
Kimberly Grant.
Oh,
Okay, so how many rows I get?
106.
106.
rows.
So if I wanted to do right now, let's say I want to, instead of inner join, I want to write down
Left outer join.
left outer join. It's going to give me all the common information, and also it's going to give me 106 column, 107 columns.
Oh, the amount of people to both
Yes, slash enter. Now it gives me 107 rows.
Oh, yeah, Kimberly Tower.
Right, now it's going to say he's like Kimberly Grant, that's 7,000. It's now no departments, right? So
Okay.
I do right now, let's say I want to see who's the person doesn't have the department. So all I gotta do this. This is my inner join, isn't it? Outer join. So Control C, and I do this.
What technology is that?
Subquery.
No, not subquery. This time I'm gonna do here minus Control V, but I gotta put here as bracket. I finish a bracket in here, and then instead of left outer join, what do I write?
Right.
No, I put inner join. So 106 minus 107 minus 106 is gonna give me the one that I do not have the.
Kimberly.
It gives me Kimberly, because first I said give me the matching data. Uncommon, common থেকে common বাদ দিলে শুধু uncommon টা থাকবে। Okay? So let's say I wanted to see what is my right outer join looks like. ED, and I wanted to see what my right outer join looks like. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy the whole thing and paste it and copy, and then this time I'm gonna take this off, and I'm gonna take this off all the way up, home, delete, and instead of left outer join, now I'm gonna do right outer join. So you don't have to worry about putting the plus sign which side or not side. Okay? So I close this. Yes, slash enter. Gives me 122 rows. These people, this is all the common people, 106 people, remember we had? Because Kimberly didn't have it. And then people, all the departments that doesn't have any employees. So I want to see who are the people who doesn't have an employee. So what I do is I get the first
ED.
So I get this one
Minus.
and Control A, Control V. Now instead of here left, I put
Right.
right. You guys intimidating me with this. So this one gives me 122. This one gives me 106. So it's gonna take off all the people who has all the departments that has employees. It's gonna only give me the department that doesn't have any employees.
16 maybe.
16. Make sense? Easy?
Yeah.
That's your right join and left join. Left outer join, right outer join, and your. So instead of plus sign, I think this is easier.
This is easy.
Right.
Right? So practice it like that, inner join on, like that.
Yeah.
Make sense? Alright, so we're gonna do a little more queries. This is 10 o'clock and then আজকে তাড়াতাড়ি যাবো 11:30 দিকে।
No.
ভাই আপনি সিক ভাই
আমার কলেজ নেই সমস্যা নাই
আমারও নাই
If I want to do the self join, what do I do? Self join is
শুধু একটা টেবিল থেকেই নিবে রাইট
right, and this one and this one I'm doing employee ID, employee's first name, employee's last name, salary. I wanted to do
Define
I'm gonna do
manager ID.
no first underscore name. Now I wanted to have an employee inner join
R was this first.
First R, but the second.
manager ওই ফাইটের সময় ফিস্ট আসে না এজন্য ম্যানেজার employee M. One employee table is called employee and one employee table is called so this one is an S missing. Employees. Employee general and employers, which is E dot employee ID equal E dot M dot employee ID equal to cross E dot manager ID.
Inner join থাকবে?
Oh no, this is.
Manager ID.
You forgot an A.
Manager ID and this one you need it first. This last name, I don't know whose last name is this, so I'm going to put this one as a user defined as an amp first underscore name. This one is in what? E amp last underscore name. So that way I know this one is the employee first name and this is the employee last name. So obviously this is the manager's last name, but I can do. So now question is, if I get this from E, this one should be from M. Manager. No. I have two tables. This table came in. I have first name, one came in from what? Employee table. Another one came in employee. I'm dividing employee tables into two tables. This one has the same row as before, this one has the same row as before. This one has an employee ID, and this one has an employee ID. But this one is calculating, this one has an employee ID, it has a first name, last name, and it has a manager ID, doesn't it? This one has an employee ID, first name, last name, manager ID. This same table, I am making another table identical with it. This one has I call E, this one I call M, manager. This one has an employee table, employee ID. This one has an employee table, but that turns out to be a manager ID. That's an employee ID as well, isn't it? Because isn't that 100 doesn't have anything, then 101, his manager ID is 100? Right? So it's what? It's a crisscross, isn't it? It's a crisscross. Then you have crisscross like that. And some of them go like this. It's a crisscross. Cross reference. So what am I doing? I say, okay, give me employee ID, first name, manager, last name, and also give me manager ID and manager's first name and last name. But I don't want manager ID, manager's name. So what am I doing? For first three tables, I'm getting employee ID, first name, last name, and first name. And the last, this partition, I'm getting employee ID again, but this is actually not employee ID, first name, I'm getting it, but this one is actually a manager ID. Because not only I'm getting it from here, I'm trying to reference it. What is that 100 is referring to? Complicated.
Okay, actually, what is the purpose of the self-join? What is the purpose?
That's why you don't miss classes. Because we already talked about what the purpose of self-join. What is your schema? Nilu, what is your schema?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me the employee tables, column names.
Manager ID.
Employee tables of column name, manager ID. First one.
Employee underscore ID.
Employee ID
Employee ID, manager ID.
is a PK.
Hello, Ajay.
Okay.
Department ID.
Hello, Ajay.
Tell me where it says manager's name.
Manager's name.
Yeah, give me a column name called manager's name. What is that manager name? Do you have a manager name here? No. If I tell you in this table, give me the manager's name, how do you know what the manager name is? Can you tell me? If I tell you this, Transport Tech. Mridul, Babu, Galib, Dulan, Poppy, Luna, Ripon, name, ID 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106. Make sense? One column, one column. ID. Name of the table is classroom. If I tell you after that this is class or course SQL and you have, let's say, QC, load runner, Zira, right? This one's QC. Let's say this one's Rally. This one's QTP. All of a sudden I say here, instructor ID, not name. Not name, ID. This one I don't have anything. I don't have instructor. This one has an instructor called 100. This one has an instructor called 100. This one has an instructor called 102. This one has an instructor called 102. This one has an instructor called 100. Can you tell me who's my manager? I mean, who's my instructor?
Babu is nine.
Do you have a name? Mridul? I don't have one. Mridul? Who's?
Babu.
How do you know that? You're cross-referencing it, aren't you?
No.
Are you cross-referencing?
That's what I did yesterday.
So in self-join, you join the same table, you make it divided into two different tables, and you try to get any information that is not given. That is given in a hidden way, technical way. So if I do a self-join in here, and if I wanted to see, select star from employees, and then if I close this, enter/enter. Steven, does he have a manager ID?
No.
Manager ID is this one. Nina Kocher, his manager ID is what?
100.
Which is referring to this 100 actually. Even though you know that, but does it say mention the name Stephen King here? Midul, answer me. Is giving the name? No. What is it giving you? Giving you a reference. Yeah. What is the reference? The ID. Yeah. This 100 is referring to this. This 101. So who's the manager for Lex Dehan? 100. Which actually this Stephen King person. Okay. Number 3, Alexander. Now, here. Tell me who's the manager of Nancy Greenberg, number 108. Hang on. There what is?
101. So
Nina Kucher.
Nina, huh?
Why are you looking at there?
No, the same thing is here.
No, I don't want you to take a look. I want you to look at here.
Okay.
Answer me question. 108. Her name is what?
Nancy.
That's an employee name.
Yeah.
Nancy. Greenberg is her employee last name. That one has an email address, whatever that is. This is her telephone number. This is when she joined in. She is in the FI manager. And what is the salary? 12,000. She gets commission, she doesn't. What's her employee manager ID? Her manager is 101. By looking at this table, tell me who's her manager.
Nina.
How do you know that? Because only reference you have is 101 right here. Don't you?
Yeah.
If I tell you who's Louise Pops, number 1 of 13, who's her manager? His manager. Louise Pop. The manager ID is what?
108, which is
That
Nancy
means
Greenberg.
Nancy Greenberg. Every employee has a manager. Maybe department, every department. If you're working in the QA field, you are a QA tester. You have a QA manager. Isn't he an employee as well? So his ID is a manager ID as well. So this is how you refer it, don't you? Do you understand the reference now?
Yeah.
Makes sense?
Yeah.
You're not convinced. Why?
No, I'm not confused.
What are you thinking when I'm talking to you? You're thinking
I'm
something else.
Thinking, without self-join, if I just try to retrieve the data, like select the employee, all the employees which manager ID is now, or things like that. I'm just thinking of it. Without doing the self-join, can we retrieve the same thing from the table or not?
This table here, you said what table?
Employees.
Is that the employees table?
Yes.
You answer me. Yeah. These column names, do you have any other column beside these? Because I put a star, select a star, everything from employees.
Yeah.
Do you have any other employee? What are the column names? Read the column names for me.
Employee ID, first name, last name, email, phone number, hire date, job ID, salary, commission, department ID, manager ID, department ID.
Manager and department ID. When you're selecting something from a table, correct?
Yeah.
If you had another table called manager, do you have it in your schema? Do you have a manager table there?
No.
No. If you had a manager table, you probably would have this. 100. First name is Stephen. Last name King. That's it. And this would probably join in here. At that time, you do an inner join. Do you have a manager ID there? Manager table there? No, you don't. In SQL, what kind of food we had today?
Pizza, cake, sodas, junk food.
Italian.
Misti? Cake? Pizza? Khichuri? Right? Okay. If I tell you, give me a burger, would you be able to give me?
No.
Answer that question.
No.
Yes or no?
No.
Why not?
Because there is no burger.
Right. Give me a manager's name table from here if you don't have a column name here. When you're selecting a column, you're gonna only selecting the column that is available there. So if you wanted to do a column, you can only select from there. There's nothing beside it. So how you gonna select anything? Like if you say select, and I say employee ID, and then I say first name, last name, salary, and then I say manager name. Does that have a column name, manager name?
No.
It's gonna give you, an error notice that I don't see any column name, manager name. So there is no easy way you can do it. That's the reason you have to do self-join.
User define name or name.
User define, what do you mean by user define? Let us know the user define of the user. Do you have any other easier way to do it? No, because whatever is given, you're gonna get it from there. But I can say, I can make a burger, maybe I can take some meat out of the pizza, I can take some bread out of my hair, right? And then I can say, you know what, I can make a burger, like something like that. But I cannot just get a burger.
Right. It's not ready made.
Because I don't have any given column name manager's name.
You have to create it.
I have to cross-reference it to get the name. So, looking at this table, I can say this person's Valley, Watabala, her manager's name is 103, which I know this is Alexander Gunnar. But I cannot do it, I cannot get a name. Therefore, we are doing this. We are doing this. So forget about this now. What we're gonna do is this. We're gonna select, right? We always select. So select what we are selecting right now. We're gonna select first name, first underscore name, comma, last underscore name. Now these two tables we're getting it from employee. Guys, pay attention, please. Employees E. So I know this one I gotta put E dot, and I gotta put this one E dot. Now I say I wanna know this one, name this one as an employee first name. So how do I use a define a name? Before the comma, right after the column name, I put a space and I say M underscore first underscore name. That's my user defined. So same thing, if I wanted to do this, I can do this one as M or employee underscore last underscore name. Make sense or not?
Yeah.
Do you understand this so far? Name. Alright. Now comma. Now I say for self join you have to do comma and I say employee M. I also have a table manager's ID in there. Right? So I'm dividing that one as an empty. You can call this one whatever you want to. To make sense, I call it as a manager table. Employee M. So now I say from employee managers, that table manager do the first name also, because every single, this is a cross reference. So I have the email ID, their employee ID. So I'm going to say underscore name, same name. But this one is going to now go back and looking at the ID first. So, but this time I'm going to do this one as a manager underscore first underscore name. Because I don't know which one is manager, which one is employee unless I define it. Comma, and I do the same thing, M dot last underscore name, and then I say this one I use it M and G, manager underscore last underscore name. Got it? Now, this one I came in. Now I have to see which one is my common factor. So I could say where one employee's ID is equal to manager ID, isn't it? Employee ID and manager ID is common. So I can say employee underscore ID equal manager underscore ID. Isn't that what my common factor is? Because yes. I'm crisscrossing employee ID and manager ID. Employee ID and manager crisscrossing it, right? Cross reference. However, when you do this, you gotta have, where is you getting this from? Crisscrossing. Since you're crisscrossing, you're getting it from manager dot and employees one
M dot.
And this one is E dot. Not for manager for M, this one is crisscrossing. So that's when I do it, and this is my query is done. Now, if I close it, employees, not employee, employees. It gives me what?
106.
Take a look at this. Employee's first name, Nina Kochar. Who was our manager? Remember we did, what was that? Nancy Greenberg, Nina Kochar, right? We have all this, look at this, all these employees, they have their manager's first name. If I wouldn't define it, would I know which one is employee, which one is manager?
No.
So now I know this one. That's why you have to do sometimes user-defined column name. Good.
To make a report, that's how you make a report.
Right. This is how you make a report. Makes sense? This one makes sense now?
Yeah.
Now, same thing, you can do this one instead of comma, replace it with, instead of self join, you're gonna say inner join, and instead of where, what do you put? On. That's it.
Same result, right?
Same results. Same results.
Different language.
For self join, you will still have to say inner join. You have to write inner join.
For the self join, you from one table, you're just taking a query out for a report purpose.
Right, you want to make sure you want to see something.
Right.
So, you know,
You're customizing
maybe, for example, let's say you have a Time Warner, right? Cable. So, Time Warner should have one customer ID, correct? Customer's first name, customer's last name. Maybe he has a package ID, correct? Now, you know, this one cross-reference probably has also, it has
account number.
no, I'm probably doing it wrong way. Maybe I'm gonna have like
That's a good example of what you did.
Yeah.
So it's basically, I mean, so basically ঘটনা হচ্ছে যে একটা টেবিলের মধ্যে থেকেই you are trying to get
Information.
instead of ঘুরে যাওয়া, you know,
crisscrossing it.
Yeah,
Now I'm trying to find out, let's say maybe this package has, one has internet, one has phone, right? One has, let's say, a security system, correct? Home security system. One has like video surveillances probably. Okay, so by package ID you can find out which customer has which security system, which, you know, sometimes you do self-join like that. It's not probably a best answer, best example, but you get the idea. Make sense?
তাহলে সবারটা চলে আসবে, রাইট?
প্রত্যেকের সামনে লেখা থাকবে ওকে তার কোন প্যাকেজের মধ্যে তার কি কি আছে।
আমরা এগুলো আইডিয়া দিতে হবে, রাইট?
এইটা তখন কাজ করবে সেলফ জয়েন্টটা ভালো মতো যে কার প্যাকেজ কোনটা না
Yeah, you can, instead of getting package ID, you can say exactly what is he getting.
Same table, কিন্তু সাথে সাথে চাই আমার ভিউটাকে
You cannot. You cannot. You don't have the authority to do that. You first of all, you cannot change the view in here, and you can say, "Oh, I'm going to add a new column." No, you don't add a new column.
I'm not saying that. To serve my purpose, when I need some information like the matching information to different columns in a grammatical way, then I can do the self join.
This Jamaica, a lot of bombs.
Crazier.
Much easier.
So self join, what does it do? It does joins the table itself. You partition it in a different way, like in a couple of ways, and then, you know, so in other words, if I wanted to do self join when I find out the manager's name, what do I do? I do it this way. I select the first name and I do the user-defined first name, last name, user-defined last name, as well as I do manager's first name, last name. But I divide the employee table into two different tables. One is employee and another one is employee M. And my common factor is employee ID equal to manager ID, right? Cross-reference. So M dot employee ID, you can do this one. You can do E dot, and then you can put manager ID in here. Manager ID. So what should be here?
M dot.
M dot.
Employee.
Employee ID.
Then the manager ID will be on the left side.
and cross
Employee ID. It will give you the same result. Enter. Sorry. Close it. Enter. Slash enter. So give it the same result.
Like, so is it easy to say like when from one specific table there's multiple columns, right? Different, functions, and you want to just take one report out of it, one single table, so then you self-join.
you can select the columns that are existing.
Right.
You can select those. You don't need a self join for those. So if you wanted to have, give me a query. So that let's say that from employees table you want to do the first name, last name, and salary. Do you need a self join for that? No, because those columns are given already. Any column that is not given, which actually requires a cross reference, then you do self join.
Which you do need to define, you're giving names how you want to.
Now, if you need like something like if it's not there,
User defined for column name is for me to understand it. User defined has nothing to do with self defined. I can write these. I can say this employee name. I can take it off.
Stephen King এর তো কোনো ম্যানেজার ছিল না, তো আমরা এটা বাই করতে হলে বুঝতে হবে।
Yeah, right. You're still using more than one table.
Yes, হ্যাঁ, তো ওটা ছিল না।
No, you're using the same table.
But there is a.
So okay, if I do this, yes. Now it gives me the same query, but look at the column name right now. It says first name, last name, first name, last name. Aren't you a little confused about who's manager, who's employee? So that's why I put the user defined name. It has nothing to do with the self join. Self join is only done because I wanted to make sure one of the columns that is not given, but I can cross reference and get the information out of it. So I wanted to get the manager's name cross referenced through the employee and the manager ID.
Same table,
with the same table, and that's why I'm doing the same self join. For self join, you still have to say inner join. On. Okay. For outer join, you say left outer join, you say left outer join. For the right outer join, you say right outer join and then on. For inner join, you say inner join and then say on.
Self join.
Self, you still say inner join as well. Because you're actually dividing one table into two. Because you're actually, what is the inner join's first condition? You are joining two or more tables. So two tables. How many tables you are actually dividing the single table into? You're dividing the single table into two tables in here. One is the employee table, one is the manager table. So you're actually two tables. So I say inner join two.
So
but it's a self join. It's a one table doing an inner join, which is a self join. Self join.
So inner join itself হবে inner join.
You make sense?
And that's for.
But self joint there is self joint
কোথায় লাগবে? inner join.
Right. But if you wanted to do without the inner join, you can do the same thing as before. You can say equal to, where this equal to that, and you can say comma instead of inner join. Make sense?
বাবা এই যে আমরা যেমন দেখলাম যে কার এমপ্লয়ি মানে কোন এমপ্লয়ি ম্যানেজার কে, রাইট? তো যদি দেখতে চাই যে স্পেসিফিক যদি একজনকে দেখতে চাই তাহলে কি শুধু এমপ্লয়ি একটা দিতে হবে না, যে এটা হচ্ছে নট নাল বা
So who you want to see? Tell me.
লাইক যে নিনা কোচার ওর জাস্ট আমি ওটা দেখতে চাইছি। নিনা কোচারের
নিনা কোচার দেখতে গেলে
Okay, manager K. Nina Kochar manager.
I got it.
You want to go with this? Okay. Control
Just add where.
A, Control B.
And where? Okay, enter. Where E the first name school name equal Nina.
Lower. But this one you have to do also.
on.
E employee টা দেখতে চাও তো?
হ্যাঁ।
E dot first name কি? Equal Nina, right? Okay, close this. What's Nina Koch's manager's name? So if I wanted to see, is Stephen King as a manager, how many employees he have? What do? I do this one as
M.
Give me the manager first name as Stephen or Nina. Let's see how many people she manages. Her manager is Stephen King, but she has some employees too. She's a manager too.
Yeah.
So I wanted to see how many she manages. She manages how many people?
5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nancy Greenberg. What's the manager name? Nina Kochar. Jennifer, Nina Kochar. Susan, Nina Kochar. Harman, Nina Kochar. Even though her manager is Stephen, but this one. Make sense? If I wanted to see how many people Stevens manages, what do? Manager's first name equal to?
Stephen.
And last name too, right?
Well, to be on the safe side. Maybe 2 Stevens, so that can happen is like, they're gonna give all the Stevens. So I can say Stephen. No. And another and.
Last.
And
M dot last underscore name equal King. So and is like you have to match both conditions. If I say I'm not gonna start this class until Sheikh comes in. And Tawfiq comes in. T-A-W. Tawfiq comes in. So you walked in here. Am I going to start the class?
No.
I said what?
And
He has to come in. He has to come in. But if I say I will start the class if Sheikh or Tawfiq comes in. So any one of you show up, I will start the class.
Yeah.
This one gives you
Option.
This one gives you
Mandatory.
field. That means you have to add both of them. So I say my first manager's name is Stephen. Not only that, Stephen can be there can be 5 Stephen. But I want the last name King, first name is Stephen. That person, how many employees he has? Okay. So instead of and, I just wanted to put this. And I say this, enter, Stephen King, right? Now let me do this something else. Employee, select everything from employees. Select, star. Guys, something different I'm going to do right now, watch. Employees. Where's Nina?
over there.
Her last name is what?
Kochar.
I want to change it to King. I wanted to change it to, I'm sorry. I wanted to change Nina as Stephen. What do I do?
Update.
Good.
Employee.
Update, not set.
Update. Employees.
Table name.
Employees. Set.
You also naam change korte.
Set.
First name equal.
First underscore name equal to.
First underscore name.
Equal to.
The name you want to put.
Name equal to. Steven.
Where?
Good job. Where?
ID equal.
Employee.
Underscore ID.
Equal.
Equal.
It was 1 or 101.
101 I believe. Yeah, 101. 101.
Yeah.
This. Enter slash. One row updated.
Select employee and
101. 101. Yeah, okay.
Stephen Kochar.
Stephen Kochar instead of Nina, right? Okay. Now take a look. So if I wanted to, no, I gotta do the whole thing. No. Okay. Where's my Nina Kochar?
Go back.
Steven. Okay? No, Steven. Doesn't this one have also Kochar now? Because you only put Steven. How many Stevens there are?
3. 2.
Oh, now it's
19.
because we changed it.
No, but how many
King and
Steven
Kochar.
there are?
King and-
19 Steven. That there are actually 2 Steven, but they came in 19 different times because there are 2 different Steven. If I say here same thing, and I say right now, and
Last name.
M dot last name.
M dot last underscore name for
Kochar.
King.
King. How many do you think is gonna come in? No. 14 rows. Do you see Kochar now? Because
Okay,
you're mentioning
last name
it,
and last
the
name.
last name, it has to be and. First name, this one has to match, this one has to match. That is gonna give me. Make sense?
Yeah.
Now, if I say this one,
Or.
okay?
You can solve them.
So as long as you see Stephen or
290.
cross-referencing.
ও আচ্ছা আচ্ছা যতগুলা ম্যানেজার এরকম করে করে গেছে
How many people has managers or king, what they get to cross-reference with this. So which is not the right way to do, so you have to do and. I can say